Hi, it's me again, Jenica, and if it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I make sugaring paste at home and how to sugar. You only need 3 ingredients for this recipe: sugar, lemon juice, fresh lemon juice works as well, and water. You'll find the measurements in the description box below. Start by pouring your sugar, lemon juice, and water into a pot. Once it's all mixed, place the pot on the stovetop. You'll definitely want this hot, but do not place your heat on the highest setting. I usually turn my heat to a medium-high, if not lower. It will start to bubble shortly after, and it's super important to continuously stir your mixture because it will burn and/or overflow. Most people use a whisk, but personally, I like to use a spatula. It really doesn't matter though, just keep stirring. As you can see, the mixture begins to turn into a yellow color fairly quickly. If it does start to bubble a lot, don't panic. Just grab the pot and remove it from the heat. You'll also be able to see the color of the mixture better whenever the bubbles do settle down. Here, you can see that it's starting to become more yellow. Still needs more time to cook, so just bring it back and continue to stir. Now, this part is crucial. Pay close attention. The moment you start to notice your bubbles have a yellowish golden color to it, you will want to start taking about 30-second intervals. As in 30 seconds on the heat, let it bubble, then take it off and check. Here are progression photos of the bubbles. You're aiming for that last photo, this beautiful maple syrup golden color, but I'm not gonna lie. I have made sugar wax several times and it's honestly a slightly different color every time I make it. I think there's just so many factors like the brand of sugar or lemon juice and/or the temperature of your environment. I've never used a thermometer for my sugar wax, but based on my own research, you ideally want the wax to be at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I use this method called Hope for the Best. I'm just kidding. Well, not really. One way to check if your sugar is ready without a thermometer is by getting a container with ice cold water. Use a spoon to carefully pour a small amount of hot paste into the ice water. See if it sinks to the bottom, and if you are able to grab it out, form it into a ball. I know that's more of a clump, and the ball is able to hold its form. It's pretty much ready. Keep in mind your final product will be firmer than this since there is water added from the ice bath. I have overcooked my sugar paste before, and this is the result. You can still use this, just warm it up in the microwave and it should be good to go. I have also undercooked my paste, which still works, but I'll show you later in the video why I don't like it. Now that your sugar wax is all done, grab a microwave safe container. I prefer plastic, but you can use glass too, and lightly oil your container. Here I'm just using a paper towel and some canola oil. Carefully pour your sugar wax into your container and just leave it. Don't cap it. This is exactly why I love the spatula so much, because I can pretty much scrape 97% of the sugar into my container. I love the pour and stir method. Find somewhere safe to put it aside because it will be very hot and you don't want anyone accidentally touching that. There's also the option to let it cool down in the saucepan for about 30 minutes, then pour it into your container. But I don't like that method because it starts to set and it's hard to scrape off some of the wax and I end up wasting it. Being my impatient self, I usually place my empty container in an ice bath, then pour the sugar wax into it. It just helps cool down the sugar paste faster. Also, another option is to just stick it in the snow if it's winter. While it's cooling down, this is a great time to clean up. It is just sugar, so just fill up the saucepan with water and it will dissolve. Then of course, wash with soap and water. Okay, so now it's the next day. I let my wax completely cool down and it's time to start sugaring. If you have never been waxed or sugared, be prepared. Although sugaring is said to be less painful than waxing, it still hurts. Here's my leg, and as you can see, it is hairy, as it should. I always take a shower before sugaring to make sure I am as clean as can be and free of lotion and/or deodorant on my skin. Sugar wax works best on dry skin, so here I have arrowroot powder. You can use cornstarch as well, just avoid using baby powder. Once the area you are going to sugar is all lightly powdered, it's time to grab a piece of your sugar. My wax is on the firmer side, but that's how I like it. To make it more pliable, I knead the piece I'm going to use a few times. You'll notice it becoming opaque, softer, and a little tackier. This is due to adding small air bubbles and your body heat. You can always also warm it up in the microwave in 10-second intervals to soften it up. Here's just after 10 seconds. My wax is not even warm whatsoever. It's just soft enough to grab a piece easier. Now that you have a piece in your hand, you are going to look at the direction of your hair growth. My leg hair grows downwards, so I'll apply the sugar going upwards. Unlike waxing, sugaring is removed at the direction of hair growth. To apply the sugar onto your body, use your 3 middle fingers to guide the sugar and your thumb to support it. To make sure the sugar is sticking onto your body, push and mold your paste 3 times like so. Then flick at the opposite direction you applied your sugar. And when I say flick, commit to the flick. This is the trickiest part of sugaring. After every time you flick down, push and mold the sugar back to wherever the paste is still on. Then flick downwards again, and repeat until you completely flick off your sugar. Then dab 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 any leftover sugar. use your other hand to make your skin taut and also apply pressure onto your freshly sugared skin to help with pain. If there is a hair left behind, press upwards directly on the one hair with your index finger and flick off. You may also come across this. This happens because as you continue to use your sugar, it's warming up from your body heat and/or environment. Sometimes it just gets way too sticky and soft and you can't remove it by flicking. Don't worry though, you can use a reusable wax strip, cut up shirt, or if you don't have that, grab a piece of paper. Place your choice of strip right on top, press and apply pressure, and yes, strip off at the direction of hair growth. Now I'm done with my right leg, and you can see the sugar paste changed in color. This is because of the powder and dead skin cells the wax picked up. Also, redness on your freshly sugared skin is very normal and it should be gone in a few hours. My hands get sweaty pretty easily. As you can see, it's not really sticking onto my fingers, which is great. I just throw that used sugar blob right into the garbage, then I'm left with sugar stuck on my nails since there's no sweat there. I usually have a wet towel ready next to me to help rub off and remove it. If you don't have sweaty hands like me or it's way too sticky, go straight to a sink, run cold water. It will quickly firm up your paste and throw it right in the trash from there. And then just rinse off the remaining sugar on your hands with warm water. I also use the wet towel to wipe down the sugared area to remove any powder and/or sugar bits my sugar blob couldn't pick up. And now you're done. Yay! Like I said earlier in this video, I have undercooked sugar, which still works with reusable wax strips. It's just so thin and soft that after using it on one spot, it's way too melted by the time I use it a second time and I can't flick it off. If you've ever done this, you know how painful this is. Again, I just grab a piece of paper and removed it like a wax strip. I did end up pouring this mixture back into a pot and cooking it longer so I can use it like a paste. Here are a few tips and reminders. Avoid applying lotions, oils, deodorant, etc. and exfoliating 24 hours before and after sugaring. I recommend having short nails. I just find it way easier. The next 24 hours after sugaring, avoid excessive sweating, hot baths, and touching the sugared areas. Exfoliate. Use a dry brush. Not only does it help with ingrown hairs, but it removes dead skin cells and helps circulate the blood in your body. And lastly, once your 24 hours is done, moisturize. That pretty much ends this video, and I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching. Happy sugaring. Bye.